Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to some more Rag Plays Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. No nattering on at the beginning of the video. Let's just go. We've got some places that we need to visit. The Hidden Bek base being one of them, and I was about to say the Black Vulcar base is shut to us from this entrance, so we will not be gaining access there. We need to seek Gadon's help. Before we do that, though, I'm going to nip into the cantina and ensure that Largo did in fact go and pay Davik and didn't just skip town with our money. He might be the world's best con artist for all we know. Let's go have a chat with Zax to confirm that we don't have to break anybody's knees. I don't know how we'd find him on a planet of several billion people. Something like 10 billion, I think. Terrace's population, because it's like Humanopolis. Can't remember the exact sum on Wikipedia, and I always go the wrong way when I go in here. Zax. I'm in need of information. Back again, human. I hope you didn't come just to chat. Davik hired me to do business, make credits, not to make small talk. More information. Bounties. Tell me about the merchant Largo. Actually, now that I think of it, I was told Largo's bounty's off the table. I guess the merchant came up with the credits. Don't bother with that one anymore, human. Good to know. Bye, human. You come back if you want to earn credits. Bounties pay good money. And remember, you come see me if you want information. I shall indeed do that. We did get a journal entry for that as well. So, I'd be in completed quests. According to Zax, Largo no longer has a price on his head. Hopefully he can stay out of trouble in the future. Good. Let's get out of here. Yeah, how much money do we have? Decent amount. I seriously don't remember what cards we have on the Pazak game, so... You know what, I'm going to check with Gelrud, and I might actually buy whatever card we're missing here, so I will be right back. No, that ain't happening. As it turns out, the two cards that we need are +1, -1 cards, and each of them cost 200 credits apiece. And 400 credits is a lot of money on a couple of cards that we may get as loot later anyway, and we may not even use them to begin with, so... No, not going to happen, at least not right now. Let's head over to the Bek base. Another thing I was considering was to go back to the Upper City into Kebla Yurt's store and pick up some of that Bonadin alloy heavy suit. Some of that Bonadin alloy heavy suit? That's marvelous grammar. I think it's pretty pricey, though. It is nice looking, and it is, I think, the best armor that we can get, especially for light armor early in the game anyway, and I do like it. We'll consider it. It's going to have to wait a while, though. I don't need it now, anyway. Here's the Hidden Bek base. I suppose we have a chat with this lookout here before we go barging through the doors. Wouldn't want a misunderstanding to occur.
Hey! You can't just walk in here. This is the Hidden Bek base. How do I know you're not a Vulcar spy sent to kill Gadon Thek?
I need Gadon's help. I was told to speak to him.
A lot of people want to go inside and speak to Gadon. He's a hero of the common folk. But the days of the Hidden Bek's open-door policy are gone. Between the Sith conquest and the Vulcar gang war, Gadon has more enemies than he used to. We're being careful about who we let in now.
Fair enough. Times are tough all around. For anyone playing this for the first time, don't bother trying to bribe her. It isn't going to happen. It's kind of a false choice that the game presents, but I think she just gets offended and huffs and puffs about it, so I'm going to just say maybe I can be an ally against all those enemies.
Well, we do need all the help we can get. And you don't look like you're with the Vulcars or the Sith. Besides, it's not like you can do anything to harm Gadon in the heart of his own base, not with Zaedra watching his back.
So you're going to let me in?
Go in and speak to Gadon if you want. Just remember to be on your best behavior. The Hidden Beks are watching you.
Ooh, I'm shaking in my boots. Not gonna say that, of course, but I think we're more than capable of handling a few thugs, given the firepower that KotOR possesses and Telemachus's miraculous sword arm. We're good. This is a promise made right here. Before we go in, I'm at full health. KotOR's at full health.
Yes?
Yeah. Alright. Here we go. So the Beck base is kind of a sprawling complex, but you can't really explore very much of it when you are being friendly with the Becks. At least not at this period in the game. I'm not sure if they warm up to you after certain things happen or not, but I'll take a poke around after we're done speaking to the main two people who are over here. Lots of Twi'leks in this base. I guess Twi'lek heavy gang. There's an Aquilish moseying about. We won't be talking to many of these people. Most of them don't have anything to say. Some of them are wearing armor. It's quite unusual, actually. Let's go have a talk.
Hold it
with
right
Gadon.
there. Who are you, and what is your business with Gadon?
Calm down, Zaedra. Nobody's going to try anything here in the middle of our own base. It would be a suicide mission.
You're too trusting, Gadon. Brejik and his Vulkars want you dead. Anyone we don't know is a potential threat, and it's my job to make sure you're safe.
Do you want us to start attacking strangers on sight, Zaedra? Like the Vulkars do? I will never let it come to that. Now step aside and let them pass.
As you wish. You can speak to Gadon if you want, but I've got my eye on you. You try anything and you'll be vaporized before you can say Vulkar spy.
Vulkar spy! We're still here, Garth. We're alive. She's not that fast. It's funny, another thing I meant to mention as we were going through the door there, the lady was like, oh, you don't look like Sith, wearing Sith Special Forces armor. We're not supposed to have this, mind you, but, yeah. Anyway, well, from what we've heard, Gadon does seem like the reasonable man he's been made out to be. He's willing to talk to us. First, I'm going to chat with Zaedra.
You can speak to Gadon if you want,
Yeah.
but I've got my eye on you. You try anything and you'll be vaporized before you can say Vulkar spy.
Not very talkative, are we? Alright. Gadon.
You'll have to forgive Zaedra. Ever since Brejik and the Vulkars began this war against us, she's been a little overzealous in her security duties. And the problems with the Sith haven't helped things. Zaedra seems to forget that I know how to look after myself. Now, how can I help you?
You've been having problems with the Sith?
A foreign army invades Terrace, declares martial law, and locks down all travel to and from the planet? You damn well bet I have a problem with that. If the Sith ever moved in down here, all the swoop gangs would unite against them. We'd use hit-and-run guerrilla tactics to pick them off. Their casualties would be enormous.
Don't fool yourself. The Sith would never commit to that kind of operation. They'd probably do something much more grand and deadly.
But so far, the Sith have
Foreshadowing.
stayed out of the lower city. And our strength is wasted on this stupid gang war. I tried to explain this to Brejik, but he and his Vulkars won't listen.
I need information on those Republic escape pods that crashed in the Undercity.
The escape pods? You know, I heard the Sith have been asking around the upper city about them as well. But you don't look like you're with the Sith.
They might be spies, Gadon. They might be working for the Sith.
Calm down, Zaedra. If the Sith thought we knew anything useful, they'd have a battalion of troops kicking down our door. No, I think this off-worlder has his own agenda.
Don't worry, I'm not working with the Sith.
I suppose I could tell you what I know. It's not like it could do any harm to me or my gang. But it might cause problems for the Vulkars, and that's okay in my book. The Vulkars stripped those pods clean within hours after they landed. It's too bad we didn't get there first, considering what my spies reported the Vulkars found. A female Republic officer named Bastila survived the crash. We Becks don't believe in intergalactic slavery, but the Vulkars aren't so picky. They took her prisoner.
Oh, huge relief in his mind right now. Bastil is still alive. I have to get in there and rescue her.
Normally, the Vulkars would take a captured slave and sell them for a nice profit to Davik, or an off-world slaver. But a Republic officer is no ordinary catch.
I still think Bastila's just a Republic officer. That could work to our advantage. Maybe she'll even figure out a way to escape from the Vulcar base on her own.
She's too valuable to leave with the Vulcar scum at the base. Brejik's probably got your Republic friend hidden away somewhere safe until the big swoop race. You'll never find
Damn it. Well, there has to be some way I can help her.
I'm afraid your friend has become a pawn in Brejik's game to take over the lower city. He's offered her up as the Vulcar's share of the prize in the annual Swoop Gang race. By putting up such a valuable prize, Brejik hopes to win the loyalty of some of the smaller gangs. Their numbers will allow him to finally destroy me and my followers.
So how do you propose we go about rescuing Bastila then? Well, we can't fight all the gangs.
The only hope you have of rescuing Bastila is to somehow win the big season opener of the Swoop race.
This keeps getting better and better. Gadon, can you help us with this?
I might be able to help you with this, if you'd be willing to help us. We both have something to gain here, and much to lose.
What are you proposing?
The swoop race is for the lower city gangs only. I could sponsor you as a rider for the Hidden Beks this year. If you win the race, you'll win your friend's freedom. But first, you have to do something for me. My mechanics have developed an accelerator for a swoop engine. A bike with the accelerator installed can beat any other swoop out there. But the Vulcars stole the prototype from us. They plan to use it to guarantee a victory in this year's swoop race. I need you to break into their base and steal it back.
How am I supposed to get inside the Vulcar base? It's locked up tight. I've already checked.
Getting into the Vulcar base won't be easy. The front doors are locked tight. But I know someone who might be able to get you in the back way. Mission Veo.
Mission? Gadon, you can't be serious. She's just a kid. How is she supposed to help them with this?
Mission's explored every step of every back alley in the lower city. Plus, she knows the undercity sewers better than anyone. If anyone can get inside the Vulcar base, it's her.
Woo! Bioware sewer level! Here we come. Alright, where can I find Mission?
She and her Wookiee friend Zalbar are always looking to stir up a little excitement. They like to go exploring in the Undercity, despite the dangers. Your best bet is to look for her in the Undercity, but you'll need some way past the Sith guard post at the elevator.
I've got some Sith uniforms to disguise myself.
A simple disguise might have worked on the upper city guard, but the security down here is much tougher. You'll need the proper papers to get past it. Luckily, my gang ambushed one of the Sith patrols headed down to the Undercity. They never made it, and their security papers fell into my hands. Since we're working together now, I suppose I could give them to you in exchange for your uniforms. With the security papers, you won't need a disguise anyway.
Ooh. That is a tough sell. Oh yeah, we'll trade you these papers for your disguises, your official Sith disguises that we happen to know actually came off a dead Sith. Well, dead Sith, sleeping Sith. How do we know these fucking papers? Like, you could be giving us, you could be sending us off to our deaths. He could be working with the Sith. What do you want with the Sith uniforms?
I like to be prepared. Eventually, the Sith are going to try to drive us out of the Undercity. Sith disguises might give my people the edge we need in a crucial battle.
Well, that makes some sense. He's running a good scheme if it is a scheme. Rather convincing. Oh, still though. Alright. I'll trade the uniforms for the papers, but double-cross us, and you'll regret it.
Good choice. Thanks for the uniforms. You won't need them with these security papers anyway. Now, is there anything else I can do for you?
I want to ask you some questions.
Your time would probably be better spent going after the prototype swoop engine the Vulcars stole from us. but I'll answer your questions if I can.
Let's get to know our ally a little bit better here. This is slightly personal, but is there something wrong with your eyes? You seem to not be staring directly at us when you speak.
Very tactful. Are you itching for a fight or something?
How dare you? I should kill you where you stand.
Calm down, Zaedra. I'm not ashamed of what I've become. As you can see, I lost my eyes in a swoop racing crash. I rely on these artificial replacements to see now. But my blindness was not the worst consequence of my accident. My affliction was what eventually led to this war between my Becks and the Vulkars.
What do you mean?
When I lost my sight in the swoop bike accident, everyone assumed I would step down as leader of the Hidden Beks and let Brezhik, my most trusted follower, take over. But with my ocular implants, I can still see well enough to lead this gang. And I knew Brezhik wasn't ready to take over yet. Unfortunately, Brezhik didn't agree with me. In a rage, he left to join our arch-rivals, the Black Vulkars. A lot of the younger gang members followed him, and soon he and his followers had taken control of the Vulkar gang.
But why start a gang war with the Becks?
Brezhik is a proud man. My decision was a public humiliation for him. Maybe if I had stepped down, this gang war could have been avoided.
Don't fool yourself, Gadon. Brezhik wants to control the lower city gangs. If you'd stepped down, he'd have led the Becks against the Vulkars. He wanted this war, one way or another.
I know you're right, Zaedra. Brezhik won't rest until I am dead and the Becks are no more. But it's hard to accept the truth of his betrayal.
No, she's right. You shouldn't have stepped down. You did the right thing. His disloyalty only proved that it was the right choice. I'd like to ask you
Your
something
time
else.
would
We've been asking a lot of people this since we've arrived on Terrace, but what's the harm in once more? Is there any way off this planet? So far our search has come up with nothing, but maybe you can help with this too.
Not while the Sith quarantine is in place. Even the fastest smuggler ships can't break the blockade of the fleet surrounding the planet without the proper launch codes. Any ship leaving the Terrace atmosphere without the proper codes would be instantly disintegrated by blaster cannons, fired by the Sith fleet's automated targeting systems.
Just as I feared.
Your time would probably be better.
Where can I find Mission again?
She and her Wookiee friend Zalbar are always looking to stir up a little excitement. They like to go exploring in the Undercity, despite the dangers. Your best bet is to look for her in the Undercity, but you'll need some way past the Sith guard post at the elevator.
Right, well, we have the papers now. It's very foolish for her to go wandering down there. I hear there's a plague, and it would be very easy to spread it to the upper reaches should she come into contact with the infected. But if she is still alive, hopefully we'll be able to retrieve her. I'll be back when I get the prototype accelerator.
I suggest you hurry. The swoop race is coming up, and we want you to have time to practice before the race.
I appreciate that. Journal entry added, items lost, items received. There goes our snazzy Sith uniforms. But, we did get those papers. These official looking, not official. These official-looking papers identify the bearer as being on special assignment by order of the Sith government of Terrace. They also warn of gruesome penalties for anyone foolish enough to challenge the bearer. Well, let's hope it's not a fake. An obvious fake at that. I don't care if it's a fake. Your journal. active quests, that would be. Search for Bastila. Gadon Thek, leader of the Hidden Beks swoop gang, will help you get Bastila back if you recover a prototype swoop accelerator stolen by the rival Black Vulkars. He suggested you look for Mission Veo in the Undercity, or the sewers, to help you get in. Totally not suppressing a yawn. Alright, so our destination is the Undercity, and that's all we needed to do here. I'm going to save right now, so I don't have to repeat all that dialogue. And, can I go in any of these doors? Standard door. Got a couple of Vulkars kicking around in here. Let's loot cautiously, because we may open up something that we are unwelcome in. May be viewed as stealing. Computer spike, credits, and medpack. That'll help us in our challenge. I'm really stockpiling all these spikes. I hope they come in handy at some point. Hidden Bek, Hidden Bek, Hidden Bek. Security door is locked to us. Can't get in there. I don't even think we can open it, in fact. That's the control room. Security door. Still locked. Most of the areas in here are locked to us, but it's worth nipping around, making sure there's nothing else, and mapping out the area as we go. Standard door. Nice big hallway with nothing in it. And another security door. Well, that's as far as we can go in here, as far as I can tell. Yeah. The Hidden Bek base is quite a bit smaller than the Black Vulkar base. By design, I would think, because... well, I'll go into that later. When, so as to avoid spoilers, I wouldn't want to ruin anything for anybody. Let's get out of here. And head for that elevator, and possibly off to our death, considering how many turrets there are. Alright. To the Undercity. You know, I don't think I've spoke about it before, but I really like Terrace as level design. It really feels like you're getting to know all of the characters in the game. I think that's lost on a lot of other games, other RPGs nowadays. You seem to stay in places so small amount of time, it doesn't ever feel like you're working up relationships with the NPCs around you. But here, you hear about things all throughout Terrace. You hear about Davik, you hear about Gadon Thek, you hear about the Black Vulkars and the Hidden Beks, and it really builds the atmosphere up. It'd be nice if there was a bit more combat in the streets every now and then, but anyway. Hello, sir.
Hold on there, civilian. Only those with official Sith business are allowed into the Undercity. Unless you've got the proper security papers, you better just turn around and go back the way you came.
Got my security papers right here. I trust there's no problem.
Let me see. Yeah, these look to be in order. Okay, you can go down if you want. Can't say I envy you, though. The Undercity is crawling with mutants. Rat ghouls, they call them. If you see anything moving down there, shoot first and ask questions later.
Will do. And here we go.